All right, let's make this shit happen. Let's make this shit pop. All right. Oh shit! I forgot I got to do Jerome's page. We're just letting it populate it. Some people come in.
All right, that's what's up.
I just got to edit your page a little bit, so I can put everybody in.
Hey, who can read some of the comments?
Everybody except you.
Okay, like y'all might want to share them with me because, like, since I can't read them, like, I want to try to I want to engage with the audience a little more. You know, they might be feeling like I'm absent. You know what I mean?
All right. Tell you, man, you ain't got no tablet, no nothing.
I'm just saying, in between times, you know, just shoot me one of the little comments, you know, so we can, you know, at least interact with the audience a little bit, you know, and keep the goddamn conversation, you know, frugal.
Yeah.
Got you. I'm hearing you loud and clear. I know what I'm saying though. You ain't got no tablet, bro.
See what when you give me that little insight of what somebody is saying when they send that comment in, you know, that give us some extra ammunition, you know, what I can damn, you know. No, I ain't got no tablet, man. Look, man, I'm gonna get one, man. I ain't in no hurry. I'm a little, you know, my phone is my interactive interspace. You know, I got the 20G Ultra. You know, I talk to it, it do everything, and so I use it for everything right now. And like, I don't think the computers. I don't, you know, I can't speak on that right now.
Hey, Jerome, go ahead, man. Let's get it started, man. Go ahead and get your disclaimer out the way, my brother.
All right. Hold on.
I guess we're gonna hold on a little bit.
Hold on.
Just to let y'all know, we gonna start off with Martin Luther King, but we might not know where we're gonna end up at. So we might. I do got a little video I want people to hear. So it's a little bit of insight because when we do talk about Martin Luther King, everybody only thinks of the civil rights movement or the march on Washington, which was a Free People March, the Poor People's March, my bad. And it happens to turn into the Civil Rights Movement or Civil Rights March, or I Have a Dream speech. But I had another speech that I wanted y'all to hear. This is after all the stuff went down. But like I said, I got to wait for Jerome to release us into the spectrum.
We good to go. All right. What's up, Facebook family, friends? What's it? YouTube family. For those of you that are on YouTube, please subscribe and share. For those on the Facebook family, please share. We're going to get into discussion tonight about Martin Luther King. We have a guest tonight. I don't know if he's a guest, he's more of a regular.
Damn, guest don't make too many appearances.
And so the three-headed monster is back again. Everything that you hear, everything that we say is strictly our opinions. Please don't believe anything that we tell you. Research it for yourself. Find out for yourself. Come back. Let's politic about it. Let's build with it. And let's go forward. Hope everybody's doing well. What's up, B?
Yeah, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's up, Jerome? It's Brother B, Brother Brian, a.k.a. Silverback. Put you on my back. Can't say what Tut say. I am from South Carolina, but I'm sitting here. I stay here in Philadelphia. You know, let's build. Let's talk about some things. Like I just said before, we might start off with Martin Luther King. I guarantee you we ain't gonna end up there. So, you know, that's just the main topic. But you know, like how we do, we just having conversation. You know, let's build. Let's build. What's up, King Tut?
Peace to everybody. Peace and love. King Tut in the building, representing the South. I'm in the building, man. Speaking in fire as always. You know, let's get it, man. Let's eat this thing up.
True that. Yo, Coach, what's good?
What up?
Coach, look at him. My man is at his bar. So this
It's a
man
celebration.
he gonna make paper while he educating us on this
It's
you
a
know,
celebration.
national holiday celebration. We say national, you know, celebration holiday.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Every day is a holiday.
Yeah, it's a day of remembrance of one of our great ones.
So who want to jump in first on this? Who want to go in? Who want to go first on, you know, speaking on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.?
Well, we got a lot of folks that don't like Martin Luther King because they say he took us in that fiery furnace. But to me, the brother was able to realize when something wasn't right and got down to the bottom of it. He came out and said, "Yo, my bad. These folks thought they pulled a fast one on me, but this what the fuck is going on. They taking Homestead Acts. What else he told them? Oh, we going to Washington to get our check." So basically, I don't know what Malcolm X told the brother when he came back from Mecca, but whatever it was enough to enlighten him to change his whole tune.
You know what though? Let me run that video.
Hold on, I'm live right now.
I want to hear Jerome's aspect too. I'm interested to hear Jerome.
Hey, this video is only a couple minutes long. Let me go ahead and let's go in.
All right.
If I can get it up.
We waiting on you. Handle your business.
Hey, also too, man, I watched that movie One Night in Miami. That was pretty good too.
No, I've been wanting to watch that, man. That's my bad for not watching that.
It was alright.
It was all right.
Bye.
You know, it was alright. If that really happened in real life, it would have really been fine.
Damn it. How do you get this fucking shit video?
Come on, B.
Yeah, old man, leave me alone.
Man, you looking like we just picked up somebody off the sideline to run this pickup game. And you keep missing shots, man. Man.
Here we go.
Let me know if this is it. Is it it?
Yeah, but you took us out.
It's not playing.
Don't care. You don't.
It ain't playing.
I hear something, but it's not playing.
Millions of acres of land.
I can
We
hear
ain't
it.
got windows right, B.
Which meant that it was willing to
See it,
undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land,
We can't see it, B.
land grant colleges.
All right, hold up. God damn it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still learning this new system, man.
We can hear him though. We can hear him.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we can hear him good.
Turn it back up.
To teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they
Rewind it then, man.
interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farm. Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with. And this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
Yo, I don't care what y'all say.
A lot of that speech was cut out. It was some more valuable stuff in that speech.
I know, but I just had to give a little. I had to get a little sample for everybody to understand what was going on. But Coach, I know you because I mean you have to understand what is he saying when he's like, you mean
They
land?
giving your land away. Don't y'all always hear me talk about how the Negro has 100 million acres in the 1700s? In the 1850, they said the Negro had 54 million acres. So my question has always been, how did the slave own more land than the slave master? And everybody starts scratching their head when you ask that question. And then I'd be like, well, look at Color Purple. Even though he was a drunk and doing foul things that they predicted in that movie, he had his own land. Hell, he can go outside and eat his corn and shit. Only time he got messed with or somebody got messed with is when they went to them makeshift cities where them folks was at. And then you got jacked up going to mess with them folks in their municipalities and shit when you should have just stayed your ass at home and ate what your ass been eating. So that's basically how I see it. I'll let somebody else take it.
Go ahead. I want to get Jerome in. Jerome, let's go. Let's get it.
Man, where do I start with Martin Luther King, the King? With that speech right there, the most interesting part, it didn't really get to play it, but I love when he talks about pulling ourselves up with our bootstraps. He said they love telling us that, but you tell a man with no boots to pull himself up with bootstraps. So what it's about is property taken, resources taken, and how it happened in America. When we were here first, is what he's talking about, the original inhabitants of the United States. He said they came over, then they invited, when he says the peasants of Europe, what he's talking about is when you read the inscription on the Statue of Liberty, it says, give us your poor, you're tired, you're sick. So it was the lower class of the low that was sent from Europe, because Europe was struggling. Europe was starving to death. So they would send the ones that they didn't want to feed over to the United States. And when they did, the government itself was giving away land. It was called the Homesteaders Act. They were giving away tens of millions of acres of land that belonged to the indigenous people. And so, and we're just confused about what indigenous mean. We get indigenous and natives mixed up, and not understanding that we were indigenous to this land. I mean, the only ones that are confused about it is us. They wasn't confused about it because, you know, they had a plan. So in that speech, he's saying a lot of things. When he's talking about mechanizing, he's talking about farm equipment, because they didn't know how to farm when they got over here. We showed them and we taught them how to farm the land that was different from Europe, that was different from Africa. And then after we showed them how to farm the land, they took the land from us.
Hey, can I hit him with the Jomo Kenyatta speech? The Jomo Kenyatta speech.
Come on, Jomo.
Jomo said, the worst thing ever happened to us was they taught us how to pray with our eyes closed. Once we opened our eyes, we had the Bible and they had the land. Jomo Kenyatta, ladies and gentlemen, Jomo Kenyatta.
He said that too over in Africa.
Yeah, but hell, same thing happened over here. Hell, King James came to America in 1603 and said they was Ethiopians when they were just American Negroes, and seeing how they was living. Went back to Europe and said, yo, y'all write that book. I got some shit I need to take back over there. That Bible came back in 1619. Check it out.
True. That is true.
Hey, well, I met Martin Luther King one time.
Uh-oh.
Punched me in my chest.
You did in the second year.
Hey, but I do want to say though, I think people should look at something when we speak about Martin Luther King and his late time, which the video alluded to, in which he was speaking of the Indian territories. Now, when we look at the Indian territories, let's look at this. Let's look at this small factor. This small factor here. Look at this here.
Mm-hmm.
The government, the federal government, recognized over 500 tribal governments in America.
I thought they only recognized 5. Where you get that from?
That's the 5 major.
Over 500.
Oh, we know it's over 1,000 tribes here in the United
Yeah.
States. We know that much.
Right.
Well,
Over 500 are recognized federally. Over 500, and that's just the 500.
The ones that wasn't annihilated. But that makes sense because you got Fortune 500. You got 5 major companies. Anything you do, 5 major burger companies. 5
Yeah, I mean, it's over 500 recognized by federal government, and initially during the federal government's creation, native tribes or Indians was only in social contract with the federal government, meaning that Indian governments ran themselves and federal governments had no jurisdiction over Indian territories. Now,
Well, first it was Indian country. How did we get rid of Indian country and go to Indian territory?
Indian country and Indian territory, basically I'm just using those terms to relay a message. But in those terms, they basically occupy the same goddamn context and meaning ownership of the land. You know what I mean?
They didn't, King Tech. Indian country will be southeast, southeast. Indian territory would just be Oklahoma.
Yeah, anything west of the Appalachian Mountain.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at 2 different time frames. I'm looking at a time frame before colonization and shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm speaking of all these governments and things, they were established. You know what I'm saying? So as the federal government began its creation and they tried to establish its laws, they had no governance over the Indian territories and the Indian lands, and that's what I meant when I said Indian country. Now,
I got you. Basically, okay. But see, this is something that a lot of people don't hear. They don't only know what they teach us in school is the "I have a dream" speech, or the I have a dream, or his civil rights movement and what he did and the things that are who they're trying to jump in. Oh, Coach back. So they don't know once the act is signed, he was like, I think I messed up. And that's something that a lot of times that's where I truly respect him at. Hey, coach.
I think coaching he not wasting Patron on his microphone.
So what we need to understand is you have to understand the whole entire person, because sometimes people, for instance, people evolve. We literally showing y'all he evolved. We showing him because everybody was like either you Martin Luther King or you Malcolm X. Nobody won't tell you that they met and then everything all of a sudden he changes his tone. Because Civil Rights Acts, which everybody knows of, the one of 1965, nobody understanding that's not the first 1964. That's not the first Civil Rights Act. He just happened to it's kind of like they tweaked it because we kept getting persecuted. Because the first Civil Rights Act goes all the way back to 1866? 1866.
So Martin Luther King was assassinated in 68, 69, right?
Yeah, which actually another thing is in 1999, it was they won a case that the government actually assassinated, was conspired on killing them. So Something happened.
What year was he assassinated? Was it 68 or 69?
Shit.
68, what?
68. I'm thinking because that Indian Civil Rights Act bill was the same as in 68 too. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about the Homestead Act?
I think it was the Indian Civil Rights Act. You know what I'm saying? Thinking it was in 68. You know what I'm saying? But the Indian Civil Rights Act, basically it was giving away Indian lands then. Like I said, it was over 500 tribes that had their own governments and that was recognized by the federal government. And so the federal government had no jurisdiction over them. So they even started to create law. I think it was a mandatory crime act they made so the federal government could have jurisdiction over some native tribes. Now, of those 500 tribes that was recognized by the federal government, they made social contracts with the government. And so those federal laws were never to regulate Indians on Indian lands and in Indian government. Those federal regulations were only social contracts. And so even the social contracts that the Indians made with the federal government made contracts on behalf of the Indians without the Indians even being there. So even though you made some contracts, they went back and made other contracts without you there and start negotiating your land. So Coach talk about all of the land that we had and we was owning. They was going back and renegotiating deeds, contracting bills, and laws that governed us and kept us from claiming our land and moving us off of land and claiming the land through federal goddamn eminent domain, basically.
Yo, check this out, Tut. The Indian Civil Rights Act of 1968 applies to the Indian tribes of the United States to make many, but not all, of guarantees of the Bill of Rights applicable within the federal recognized tribes. So that is Title 25, Section 1, 1301 to 1303 of the United States Code. That was April 11, 1968. So now we got to understand, Martin Luther King was literally telling you still in that land. Basically, everybody has to understand it.
Already stolen.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what he was telling me.
Plymouth Rock didn't land on us.
You know what? It's interesting too. It's because a lot of time we don't look at it through time, right? Tut know I'm a big stickler on the time. Is because when we talk about the 1600s to 1700s, the United States didn't consist of more than the 13 colonies.
Right.
So it wasn't until the 1800s until they started getting land, started going even from below Georgia, and they started going out past the Mississippi. It wasn't until the 1800s. So there's a small space between when they started getting this land and when they had the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I want some of that.
The United States itself did not look like you think it looked by the time the Civil War started.
True that.
And when Tut was talking about the 500 tribes, 500 to 1,000 tribes, these were, when he says recognized, he means the government knew about them, but there were 5 civilized tribes that they dealt with.
They had 11 organized tribes that the government dealt with.
Well, they call 5 of them civilized.
That's because they took in Christianity. You couldn't be civilized unless you was a Christian.
Right.
Let's go back to what you was talking about, 1800s. All right. They didn't take Georgia to 1815, 1816. Right. That's what made Andrew Jackson who he is today. There's a letter. Andrew Jackson talked to Congress, 1830. You can Google that. That's amazing.
You talking about when he was a general?
No, he was the president, and he was talking to Congress about a problem with the red man. See, they didn't call us Negroes then. We was the red man. So he was like, look, we got some of these tribes to go ahead and be civilized, but if these other tribes don't become civilized, we're going to have to annihilate them. Now, we gave them, he said we gave them Oklahoma, Indian Territory, and we're going to pay for their living for one whole year. This is what he says in that speech, that we're going to give them a whole year to go and create their own. But then he said in his speech that these niggas ain't going to leave the land of their forefathers. So he was like, well, what make them more different than us from leaving our land to come all the way over here, leaving our families to start anew? Make us, what make them any more better than us is what he was saying in the speech. So by this time, they just now worked their way to the Mississippi. They ain't got past the Mississippi yet, and we talking 1830. Now, the Indian Wars went well into the late 1800s, early 1900s. They were still fighting Indians in California.
Yeah.
But see, this is, I mean, most people if you're just not tuning in and you're wondering why we're talking about this, because Martin Luther King was breaking down them stealing our land. Because you got to understand this. How can you say you come from another country and you know how to work the land here? I'm in Philly. Is the clay, is the dirt here in Philly the same as it is in South Carolina, Tut?
No. Nope.
Is it the same as it is in Georgia?
Nope.
So we need to understand that something happened. So when we have this civil rights, who benefits from the Civil Rights Act anyway?
Not you.
Stop playing. Civil Rights Act was written to the American Indian, not the Native Indian, the American Indian. They was talking to all the niggas that was burning down shit and all that shit. They know who we are. It's just us. We feel
who's benefiting from it.
I say who benefit from it.
Oh, I thought he said who's supposed to benefit from it.
No.
Well, I tell you about. We'll get back. Who's supposed to benefit? We were supposed to benefit from it.
It's written up for us.
But
now,
we
are benefiting from it. We have those that know about it, that's taking advantage of it. Like what the lady was talking about with HUD. That's all that's us. That comes from that. All that comes from that. That the billions of dollars they put in and give out for grants and different things like that each year. That's from that that Civil Rights Act in 1968 to American Indians. They talking about Negroes. What Indians you seen in Selma? What Indians you seen in Selma marching? There was none.
You ain't gonna find none.
That's how you know they talking about the American Negro, but they worded it to where the Negroes think they wasn't talking about them.
Because you've been called niggas so much, you actually don't pay no
Well,
attention.
by this time, the James Brown era, I say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. That's where that come from.
Well, I mean, but look at this right here, though. As we speaking about a time calendar, you would look at in North Carolina, in Wilmington, North Carolina, in the 1800s.
Right.
There was a flourishing black community there, Republican Party members, and they were getting flushed out to vote. And it was a black newspaper owner. I forgot his name.
They burnt it down. They burnt it down.
They burnt his newspaper down, and they ran him out of America.
That's what started.
He left America.
He made a report about something that was going on, and they burnt the joint down, and then that's what started it. But you remember the Lumbee Indians, okay, which were nothing but Negroes. They held that. They have them in newspapers with shotguns and all types of stuff. To where them white folks, then they couldn't bother them. They was a little too deep, and they stood together, so they left them folks alone.
A lot of people got to understand Wilmington was basically a second Black Wall Street.
Hell, it was the Black Wall Street. You got to
But
remember.
you had many of these communities. You had many of these communities. You know what I'm saying? You had many
Wilmington,
of these
Delaware.
communities.
Wilmington, Delaware was one of our great cities.
Yes.
All these
Greensboro, North Carolina.
Oh yeah,
You had
all up
many
and
of
down
these
North
communities
Carolina.
because we lived on the lands. We farmed these lands. We hunted and gathered on these lands. We learned the way of living on these lands. And so when colonization came over, our way of life became dependent on them.
You had no choice. They killed. You got to remember when they killed all the buffaloes. You remember that? We lived and clothed ourselves off the buffalo.
Right.
They went and had walls.
Oh my God, they butchered them. They actually turned it. They become.
But no, see, that's what I'm saying.
That's how you take control.
We was killing buffalo and stuff, and for the furs. We was trapping furs. We were trapping furs, trying to do everything to get them furs, because in return we would sell them furs and getting into a way of life that they was creating for us.
That's right.
Hold on. Judy just asked a good question. Ooh, you see that question? You see the question there, Coach?
Let me see what she got.
What's that?
She said, "Can any of you give me the reference to read where the red man was actually the black man?" Never heard of that. Whoa. How many books you want? Are you ready to read?
They got one called Black Indians.
Man, hold on. How many folks in your family you call red bone right now? Everybody got a red bone in their family. Everybody see somebody they call red, don't they? You got either a man or a female in your family called red. You got the Red Sox. Look at they Cleveland
Indians. Washington
Redskins.
Redskins.
Look at their mascots. They ain't nothing but a little black boy. That's all they are.
Hey, who else is copper colored or burnt brass?
But this how you know they was talking
you got
about
a whole panel of burnt brass and copper color right on your face right here.
The wars. See, Georgia was a prison colony. Okay, all these Negroes down here, man. These who they had to fight. This was their biggest challenge, was to take Georgia. So
and Florida.
Yeah, because you had the Seminoles down there. But see, all those are Negroes. If you're a Creek Indian, you're a Negro. There was none of them. These are your mound builders. Your Creeks are your mound builders. Your Negroes, your big, strong, back strong.
Hey, it's a quote. I can't remember. I just posted it on my page. And the guy clearly states that it was Negroes who were in Southern and Northern America who were classified as Indians. So it was Negroes who lived in these lands, you know what I'm saying? So he was basically saying, it's black people. So the young lady is looking for clarification to say the red man, what distinction is made to associate the red man with the black man? Who else can you associate the red man with?
Well, our Aurora, I don't even know. Right. But look at your skin. You got red coming out of your skin. We have a red tone to our skin. Even how dark that Brian is, he still have a red tone to his skin.
Yeah, he's like Rudolph. He's like Rudolph over there right now.
What the fuck? Rudolph, really, dude?
Hey.
Go ahead, man.
But yeah, that's why they changing all these teams, because niggas are starting to wake up and know the Redskins and all these folks. You're talking about us. They was looking at the original pictures of the mascots, looking at the original pictures on them uniforms. You talking about us. So at the end of the day, people are starting to awaken to this information of who we really are, and they're trying to dumb us back down. Hold on. Anything saying that these niggas is Indian, get rid of it. We need these niggas to think they African, which they just made it in 1988.
And look at this, Coach. I mean, some people have to be able to take into account. Now, I do understand that not everyone is aware of the true history, because society and American civilization here has promoted a certain history. And I don't want everybody to get mistaken and hold so true to the history that's been taught to us by these colonizers and this American way of living.
Just say
And so
what it is.
We can't
Hey,
get too
hey,
tied up on that. You know what I'm saying?
Darwin theory. We
B.
believe a theory.
Can I share this?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hey, hold on.
See? It ain't just me. Now what?
Yeah,
Now
y'all,
he got it. You know what I'm saying? He just
y'all
gathered
not
it
y'all
so he
not
can
flowing
get
with
ready
that
to say
thing.
it
Y'all not
correctly.
flowing with that
Hey,
thing.
dude, come on, man. We're a little bit older than you. Leave us alone, man.
Oh yeah, I'm a youngster. Okay.
All right. Oh, you got to add that one in. There we go. There you go.
You see it?
1828 definition of an American. Originally applied to the aboriginals of copper-colored races.
So you take a penny,
Copper-colored races.
take a penny and put it on your hand, and if it matches you, they talking about your ass. Point blank.
Found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans
That's right.
born in America. And actually, you can go on YouTube and you can watch white people act like they're Cherokee Indians and try to goddamn take shaman drugs and get to higher levels and have whole convents and shit trying to take on the damn Native American traditions and stuff. So yeah, they try to steal our culture. And
Ain't no try.
You have You have a lot of white people here in the South. They're quick to say, I got Cherokee, I got Indian in my blood, just because they've been out in the sun a long time and got a deep tan, you know. And so, and which they probably do have some mixture in their family. I mean, I'm not going to discredit them. They, you know, we're mixed up here in America. You know what I'm saying? So they probably do got it in their family, but it'll be so faint, it's not going to be distinguishable, you know what I'm saying, as an original copper-colored American. Now, your copper-colored people, like I say, are your clear display of copper colors right here on this panel. And when you burn copper or burnt brass, it's so-called the color of Jesus. And so when you look into these people, which reflect our damn innocence, you can't do nothing but salute the motherfucker in the mirror if you black.
Man. But we didn't become black to the 60s.
I'm just saying black. Oh, we black. You know what I'm saying? You know, we might not have no land to represent it. You know what I'm saying? We might not have no country to all, but we all are black. We all got a tie to blackness. This blackness is the origin of us all, and it represents death and resurrection, in which you can't kill us. You know what I'm saying? We never die. Our essence live on. So that has been our reflection. Now, a higher conscience made us aware of ourselves, and that's why we wore white to distinguish purity. So though we may be made in the reflection of the original man, you still have to have a higher conscience of self to walk upright and to walk in whiteness or purity. So don't get it twisted. You always got to associate the blackness is our root. You know what I'm saying? That's our origin.
They didn't start calling you blackness. You ain't start calling you black to the 60s. So that's not your origin, my dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We claim it as blackness, and we associate it with blackness.
They gave you that title to take your land. You remember we just had this land talk.
That's what I'm saying. So the mind works and a consciousness gains when a social construct is shared by a group of individuals. So when we all can associate and
say it in lame terms. You just lost me. Lame terms.
When a group of people can identify themselves as a unit, you know what I'm saying, in likeness of image. So when a group of people can come together in likeness of image and agree to their image of themselves, they move as a unified front. And so they're conscious, they have a collective conscious that is gathered upon that on the basis of it.
and so we moved on the basis of somebody telling us we black.
No, we moved in the essence of blackness.
You're right, but that's what somebody told us at the end of the day.
Right.
You gotta remember, 1830. Wait a minute, King Tut. 1830, when I was just talking about Andrew Jackson, when the young lady's talking about Reverend's a red man, 1830 is when the Indian became colored in the southern states. Okay, 1830, they made in all these counties, they made all, if you was Cherokee or Creek Indian, if you didn't leave on the Indian Removal Act, if you didn't know, Blackfoot is something else. I had to break that down to you. But the if you did not leave during the Indian Removal Act, you was declassified to colored.
True.
You lost who you are because you refused to leave to go to Oklahoma.
Facts.
That's how we became black, sir, and colored.
Okay, so when you go to studies of Englishmen, as Brian likes to relate to the Moors, when you go to studies of Englishmen and Frenchmen and colonizers before they came over here, they referred to darker skinned people as burnt face or swarthy. You know what I'm saying?
When you say swarthy, you talking about a Spaniard.
No, I'm not. When I say swarthy,
they mostly talking about the Spanish, the dark-skinned Spanish.
Swarthy represents a dark-colored person.
A dark cracker. A dark cracker.
Almost. You know what I'm saying? Almost. You know what I'm saying? Their influences were very similar. Yes. Okay. But they were recognized as swarthy or dark from a Spanish intellect. And so when you even go into the intellect from the colonizers and people from the East, you know, they spoke of people of darkness. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me give you the first person that got. Oh, go ahead, Jerome.
I just want to jump in there when y'all was talking about dark. You mentioned the Moors. Now, according to them, when they came over, we were classified as white. And it wasn't until later on. I'm telling you, when I say white, see you thinking of what white is present.
No, you talking about someone that owns property.
Right. You know, that's what I'm saying. That they were white. We were white people because we owned the property.
Okay,
and
now
that's
Moors.
the law state.
Let's get some things straight. Y'all know I like to straighten things. Moors. More is an action.
He mentioned the Moors. That's why
he did.
I just say that.
The Moors.
Yeah, Moor is an action. Mostly Moors are navigators. That's what a Moor is a navigator. That's what a Moor is. It's an action.
It's a little bit more, but we can keep going. We ain't gonna scam on that because we'll be sitting here arguing about that shit for about an hour.
But that was in reference to interactions with
I can't tell. I got proof that we not Moors, and I
ain't saying we was Moors.
Oh no. I wanted to say this last time to Brian actually. It just hit me when we got off the show that when the Moors helped the Englishmen over here, the Englishmen started treating the Moors like us. So the Moors had to write a letter back to Africa to tell them folks to stop treating them like Negroes.
And that started the Moroccan Treaty.
That's the Moroccan Treaty. And
True
that's
indeed.
how you know them are not us and we are not them.
True indeed.
Talking about the peace and friendship act.
Yeah,
Morocco.
Morocco.
True indeed.
All right, we ain't gonna get on that because we'll be on here for a while because I know how y'all do. You can sit up and beat up these Moors, and you know that's a whole different.
I'm not beating nobody up, man.
Let's get back now. So do we look at what would you look at Martin Luther King as now?
Oh man,
after knowing his true history and everything that he was.
One, he's a Republican.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I need to hear it.
He said he voted for Lyndon B. Johnson, though.
I mean, Lyndon B. Johnson. Who died first? JFK.
JFK died, and then Lyndon B. Johnson was put
that's
in.
because Lyndon B. pushed on what JFK had promised him. He pushed it through.
Lyndon B. Johnson was a sucker.
He still
But he was
pushed.
the
He
VP,
still
though.
pushed the civic right. The
He was
civic,
the VP.
the Democrats did not want that shit anyway. That's the reason why the nigga died. But he pushed it through. You can't say he didn't push it through. As soon as Martin Luther King died, he signed them papers.
Johnson suckered him into that.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people don't look at the undercurrent of things that was going on at that time. Now, you just had JFK that was just killed, who had just made that damn money that people was out here damn having that was of value that was represented by the Treasury.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? JFK was killed.
Over some money.
Lyndon B. Johnson was put in office, and all of that money was
The
recollected.
banking system killed them. I got you.
Yeah, the federal bank was like, no, dude, because he wanted to turn the federal bank
You
into
think the federal bank
the
didn't
government.
Martin Luther King?
So let me ask you a question. And that made me think of something.
You get that check that was going to be the Federal Reserve money?
Right, and they weren't gonna let that happen. So let me ask you a question. So with this man being hold on, the lady said Judy Wilkie says Southern strategy took hold after the Civil Rights Act, and those Dems that was upset with the CRA being signed switched to the GOP. And
I mean, you gotta understand, Lyndon Johnson said, I'm gonna make black people Democrats for the next 200 years.
well, he did
Is
it.
that not slavery right there?
He did it. He did it.
He did it. Hell, we still voted.
Hey, we doing it blindly. And see, this
Right.
is another thing. Back in the day, they used to have to take a test.
Brown paper bag.
No, bump the brown paper bag.
Oh.
You had to take a very complex test to be able to vote.
Intellectual
Now,
test.
check this out though. Now we got folks voting, don't even know what the hell they voting for. They like just voting. Ain't nothing up here. They just voting because they voting blue. They cripping. So I don't know if just being able to vote is a good thing, because a lot of people don't even know what the fuck they voting for.
True.
I'm sorry. I ain't trying to take nobody's rights, but it is what it is. 92% of black women voted for Biden. They must don't know what he did to us for the last 47 years. This is crazy. We should have just voted for Kanye, like Ken Tut said.
Hey, and you hey, but look though, look. Now, as you speak about the vote now and Martin Luther King's, you know, he was supposedly Republican. You got some of his family members saying he was Republican. I don't think it's too much in his annuals or anything he spoke about, wrote about. He didn't really slide to one side or the other, but I know he did say that he did vote Democratic. Now, when we get into the politics of Martin Luther King, he was killed, you know, but he was supporting the Democratic ticket at that time because of what JFK was doing. And London, like say Lyndon B. Johnson, he did, you know, push him on in, like, you know, hey, they killed Kennedy. You like, he set this nigga up too. You know what I'm saying? Got him on out the way. And then they got back to things as usual. And so now we look at a political arena that is a mixture on both sides, that neither side even give a shit about black people. And that's what we should all take into consideration.
That's because we're not in it.
Listen what I'm saying. Well, neither side really gives a shit about black people. But what we need to take into consideration is the Republican side gives power to these individuals and these companies to hold sway more over. The Democrat side wants to give this power to the government and have things government regulated and ruled and prohibited. So what we as a people, considering ourselves to be free in this nation, we shouldn't tie ourselves to the Democratic Party, because that is tying ourselves more to a government structure that is going to continuously not even look at us, and we got to fight for stuff. At least from the Republican side, we can create our own monies, businesses and influence and create our own way of living better to what we feel suitable. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
what I'm talking about.
Regardless of who's in office.
I agree.
Um,
You said, Jerome, I'm jumping in on that one. Go ahead, Jerome.
I'll take it last then. Fuck it.
Oh, I was going to surrender my time to the gentleman in Philadelphia.
The Republic now is not the Republican Party back when we was running it.
They Democrats. They Democrats.
Exactly.
Did she just said it that they switched to the GOP because they got mad at the Civil Rights Act?
But now,
Right.
They ain't nothing but Democrats. Them ain't some Dixiecrats. That's what they are.
But check this out. Hold up. So now we see Martin Luther King talking about I took my people into a burning building. Like he literally telling everybody, yo, I really fucked up. I really messed up. And I led our people into a place that now we still trapped in this burning house. You know what I'm saying?
We not trapped. We choose to be trapped. See, a lot of people. I seen a video today when a lady said Martin Luther King said he put us in this fiery furnace, but now we here. We burnt crisp. All we looking for now is the door, right? We looking for the door out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All it takes is for what? A nigga to sit down and read a book.
Can't do it. Because they don't teach you to read no more.
We're too busy chasing the dollar, chasing the bag, trying to get it. We're doing slavery. They didn't trick us back into slavery to where we able to buy little things. Okay, I got a Benz outside. Okay, I got a house. So now, I got to maintain this shit. I don't want to lose it. I got the best horse on the block. You get what I'm saying? I got the best hot. We returned to the Joneses. And then so now we're working more, working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, just to maintain something that's not real.
Facts.
I think I clarified this, and I don't know if I've seen this definition written anywhere. Y'all can quote me on this. I need to coin this motherfucking term or this quotation. But slavery is not working and not getting paid. Let me clarify this to everybody. Slavery is not working and not getting paid. Slavery is stuck and you can't quit.
You told when you got to go to work, when you got to quit, when you can't stay at home, when you told when you got to go and when you can't go and when this, when that, that's slavery.
You can't quit your job. You cannot have a no stream of income coming in and expect to live in a life in this American society. If you live in this American society, you have to have a stream of income that's going to provide your lights, your water, and rent or whatever for a domicile. You know what I'm saying? So in order to pay for all of that, you're gonna have to work, you got to run your own business, you got to do something to pay for that. And due to that fact, that entitles you to slavery, because all of those necessities to live are already given by your sweet baby Jesus.
Mm.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Sweet baby Jesus in his birthday.
Man, better leave that man alone, boy.
But all of these things are your unalienable rights to live as a human being, which is food, clothing, and shelter. You know what I'm saying? So as a human being, these things in nature are provided to you, and you should be able to provide for yourself. But yet and still, we have to work to acquire that way of living, which we're slave to.
Oh, just quit talking just like that.
It look like he done muted out or something.
Yo, let's find out the true meaning of slavery. Let's look at this shit right quick.
I gave you the real meaning of it. That's the white man definition. What did it say though? I can't see it. Read it to me.
A civil relationship where be one person has absolute power over another and controls his life, liberty, and fortune. They control your fortune, all right. Number 2, the connection of a person to another person. and being forced into work. So basically, that's dead on the head. That's like saying that somebody's telling you, like, yo, we only paying you $10 an hour. You can't go in and say, hey, I'll do this job for $20 an hour. No, we're gonna pay you $10 an hour, and you got to come here 12 hours a day. And if it's overtime, you can't say no. You got to work 7 days a week. And
we own you. We tell you when to come to work, when we want your black ass here.
oh yeah, they put life insurance on your ass and everything.
Here.
Die. They got life insurance on your ass and everything. They getting paid off your ass. They policy is way more than what your own family policy is on your ass.
So I got this question. What does civil rights really mean?
Civil. Goddamn.
Hey, yo, no. Hold up. You know what? You allude to a great point.
Who?
Mr. Silverback Brian allude to a great point. I watched this comedian, and black people, we've had it's a proven fact. We've had, Coach, I know you don't like the term, but who else has had the worst shit done to them across the goddamn globe other than us? I ain't gonna say black people, Coach. I'm just saying us, okay? Who've had this? Nobody's had this done to us. You know what I'm saying? And
so look at the period of time. You gotta look
I think the worst thing that was happening to us was our history was erased.
Since 1492, yes.
I think that's the worst thing that ever happened to us was our memory being erased.
So we know and understand nobody else has suffered what we suffered, right?
Since 1492.
So when we go to ask for something, we sit here asking for the least. We're asking for the least. We're asking for you to even accept us as being civil. We ain't even fighting for our equality.
What is it?
He spoke about how gays, how they're fighting for equal rights. we only fighting to have civility. Look it up. We're fighting for you to treat us as civility. You know what I'm saying? So
not even treat us as human. Not even treating us as human.
Not even treating us human.
Well, you know, they say human means monster.
Let me get like Aunt Maxine. I'm gonna take my time back.
30 more minutes.
Yeah. let me say this though, because I like what Ted is talking about. I'm not going to compare tragedies that's happened all over the world, but I know the one that we've been in has happened for probably the longest period of any nation or any people.
Yeah, Holocaust is crazy.
When you talk about all we ask for is the least, that's the craziest thing to me, Tut, because it's like, why should I have to ask? You know, because if I have to ask and you still don't get, then that means there's a system in place that's bigger than what we see. So it's never about asking and why they don't give us this? Why? Because there is a system in place to keep you in this same perpetual loop from 200 years ago to 100 years ago to right now. You're in this same perpetual loop for a reason, you know, and until we can address the system, then we're always going to be here and we're always going to have this show, which I like this show.
But I mean, I'm just saying though, we keep saying we want our civil rights. We want our civil rights. Nobody said what happened to human rights. We should be fighting for human rights.
Hey yo,
treat me as a human. Don't treat me as. Go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off. Be part of self. You know what I'm saying? I mean cut you off. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
go ahead.
That's a platform that we need to establish now through the Democratic Party and through the Democratic ticket. We're not establishing ownership and our own rights. We're trying to give our agenda to somebody else and asking them to fulfill it. Now, from the Republican
What
side,
agenda?
what was that?
What agenda did we give
Yeah,
to somebody
even
else?
there ain't none. You know what I'm saying? So, from the Republican side, it's more beneficial to us as people to create our own businesses, create our own ways of thinking and ways of living that we want to live in by uniting with each other, creating businesses that network, building infrastructures that will sustain a living basis. And that's the basis of the Republican Party, is to associate with other people to grow funds and efforts and communities, you know what I'm saying, by providing people, you know, with the ability to sustain themselves. And so through the Democratic ticket, go ahead, Jerome.
No, I mean, let me say this, because as far as the parties, Democratic, Republican, you know, to me, that's not going to fix it. And this is just my opinion. When we used to operate, and this is why they burn towns down and burn cities down, is because we used to operate in a closed system. In a closed system, we could sell to ourselves, provide for ourselves, govern ourselves, grow ourselves, right? And there's closed systems all around the world: China, Russia, Europe, United States. And see, when he says I integrated you into a burning house, what he's talking about is I took y'all away from a closed system. I brought you into somebody else. And now you're at the mercy of everybody in this system, because you can't operate, produce for yourself anymore. So because you can't operate and produce it for yourself anymore, that's why they call you minors. That's why they say you're the minority. Minorities are children. Children can't make decisions for themselves. They can't even enter into contracts for themselves. So we'll do it for you. So when you talk about the Democratic Party, when you talk about the Republican Party, they're these benevolent people that are giving you certain things. We give you this, we give you that. You know, we let y'all walk on the streets, you know, even at night now. So I mean, you know, it's like they're being benevolent to us. And because we don't have our own closed system, we can't call our own shots.
True indeed. 1,000.
Coach, what happened, Coach? You got quiet there. You just chilling.
I'm listening. He right on point.
Yo, Jerome is on point though, because I mean we have to understand this, and this is where when you start reading, it's books out there. Now the price of some of these books is up there, but knowledge is out there for us to understand who we are and where we need to be as a people. But unity is our biggest problem. Unity is our biggest problem.
Well, it's gonna stay the biggest problem, because why? We got everything is a division.
But we indoctrinated.
Light skin, dark skin, division. Fat, skinny, division. Tall, short, division. Methodist, Baptist, division.
Light skin, dark skin.
That's what I just said, division.
And we all got one common ground and one common basis. We all got that same common basis.
1,000 denominations under the name of Jesus. Division. All you
and
gangs,
we all got.
they got division everywhere you think about it. All different gangs in the street. Division.
What's the common similarity we all got, though, Coach? What's the one thing everybody in goddamn America just about got?
Hell, well, I don't know.
You know what it is, B? Jerome?
What is it? Talk to me.
We all goddamn broke.
You ain't lying.
Because when you look at the billions of dollars that
we only own less than 1% of the land. We own less than 1%. We own less than 1% of 1 million acres in America. Less than 1%.
True that.
We don't own shit.
But
did y'all see that Bill Gates literally would be considered the biggest landowner in America?
Well, hey, I got one more for you. How about that they finding goddamn contaminated food from China with the coronavirus. How about that's how we've been getting it the whole fucking time? Food from China.
How about they gave it coronavirus 2.8?
Well, they put it in the ice cream, so they gonna about to fuck up everybody.
I stopped eating ice cream because my stomach can't handle it.
Me, I don't eat
That's
ice
why
cream.
niggas wasn't catching this shit. We lactose intolerant.
Right.
Hey yo, so they've got a case where they have transmitted the coronavirus to an ape, and now they're saying that it can be transmitted possibly to animals. That's entering a whole new realm.
Now,
Go ahead, Jerome, what you got there?
They
What I was
giving
gonna
it
tell
to
you-
them through the food,
no,
man.
you know,
I'm telling you.
animals have been getting the coronavirus for years. You
Right.
know, they inoculate cattle for coronavirus. That's why
Right.
when you look on the Lysol bottle, it says human coronavirus, because they've been. I'm not gonna say they've been putting it in food or in cattle.
They've
or
been
chicken.
putting it in
It
the
is,
shit.
but-
I said they've been poisoning this shit. Look, a whole bunch of niggas eat a whole bunch of chicken. An hour later, they all hooping and hollering at each other. Why? What's in the damn chicken? What the fuck they doing? They putting chemicals in the food. Have you noticed? Have anybody ever went to a fast food restaurant and ate it one day, and then by next week you notice you done ate that 4 times already? What chemicals is in that food to make you take your ass back there? It's chemicals in the food, man, and people are not paying attention to what you put in your mouth.
Hey,
That chicken sandwich that Popeye was giving you.
I ain't never had that shit, and
Hey.
I tell you what, it didn't look too good. Not to be busting nobody over the head. So
hey, and Coach, you make an important point, and I'm gonna jump a little over the moon with this one. And I want y'all to ride. I want y'all to ride with me on it. You know I jump out there.
all right,
But Coach, you make an important point about eating, and a simple choice of what we eat, has a big effect on our lives. Now,
right.
speaking of that, I'm not sure. This is like I say, I'm jumping over the moon with this with y'all. Have y'all been aware of sunlight in the daytime? B, I know you're a big vitamin D favorite there. An average day has 12 to 18 hours of sunlight, right?
18
Shit, I
hours.
ain't good.
Hell no, nowhere.
Where you at?
Stop playing.
Where the fuck you at?
That nigga he in
My
Alaska.
bad. He in Alaska right now.
Yeah, he's
doing
in
that.
Alaska.
No. Hey, this is real talk.
I'm
talked
just
to my
speaking in a
daughter today.
variation. I'm speaking
Yeah.
in a variation of a quote unquote day. If you in Alaska to anywhere,
You get about
gonna have
12 hours.
12 to 19,
7 to
12,
7,
19
7 to
hours.
5. In the wintertime, 7 to 5. In the wintertime, 7 to 9, 6. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Yo,
Right. So
Yo,
it's at
check this
least
out, check
12
this out.
hours.
Yeah,
It's at least 12 hours of sunlight, though.
it is. He right.
no, hold up. Check this out. At 5:30, I talked to my daughter, which is in South Carolina.
I'm
It's
alluding to my
bright this
point.
day outside. I step outside, it is dark.
All
That's
right.
because y'all in 2 different places. Like
No, bruh. Listen at this now. You're talking about the time of getting dark. Now check the sunrise. The sun don't even come out till about 7.
that all depends on where you at. Because in Chicago, I went to go in Chicago, 5 o'clock in the morning, the sun was out. I'm
The
like,
sun will come out to here till like 7.
I was like, where they do that at? The sun was coming up at 5 o'clock. It was bright
And
as
you're
hell.
feeling
outside.
when was the last time you was up there, Coach? Have you been up there within the last 5 to 6 months?
Chicago?
Yeah.
No, it's been about a year.
Okay, exactly. So now, alluding to my point of the time frame, that people are not realizing that we are not experiencing 12 hours of sunlight right now.
That's facts.
Oh, you talking about your guy with spraying the shit to block the sun?
Nah, I ain't talking about that.
Then
I'm
what the
talking
hell?
about goddamn the Sahara used to be a fruitful plain with rivers.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Cause now all these niggas talking about some. My DNA say I'm from the sub-Saharan.
No, I ain't
Fuck
talking
outta
about
here.
that, Coach.
Ain't no damn bones over
Coach.
there to match nothing to no goddamn body. They even say anybody from there to begin with.
No, you're not. You didn't get what I'm saying, Coach. Okay, it was a joke, but this is the
Oh,
joke.
my bad.
Go ahead and make your
Desert
point.
in Africa. If you look at Africa, all of that Sahara Desert, right?
Uh-huh.
That Sahara
A lot of
Desert.
the top.
Nobody. Excuse me, Jerome. What you say?
I see, yeah, a lot of the top of North Africa is all Sahara.
All Sahara Desert. Now, we look at it now. You have your Bedouin, your nomadic tribe. You know, your Arabic motherfuckers who your sand and camels. They occupied all that land now. You know what I'm saying? After we used up the resources from it, we moved further in the south. You know what I'm saying? Coach, I'm talking about Africa. Don't get upset, but I'm just speaking of something.
I'm listening.
Now, nobody talks about the Sahara before its desert stage.
What you know about Sahara and what proof you got? Because now we're gonna talk about Atlantis before it went under. If you're gonna talk
Coach,
about,
you ain't,
if you're gonna talk
what
about
I-
the cities that's covered with sand, we're gonna talk about the cities that's covered with water. Ain't no proof.
see, Coach, you're missing the point that I'm alluding to because you're quick to jump and you ain't listening. Okay, now,
Come on.
alluding to my point, the Sahara was once a fruitful land.
Fact.
Is that a myth?
Reason being that it was a fruitful land is because of the amount of sunlight during that time, which appeared for the moss to grow in the land to grow. You know what I'm saying?
Man, come on, man. So in Arizona, back in the day, all that desert was once upon a time fruitful land.
You heard me.
So anywhere there's a desert, once upon a time, that was fruitful land.
Yo, I can get into that, but y'all ain't gonna want to hear me anyway. But I'm
It's-
damn sure ain't about to bring that up.
You can get into geology, Coach, and they can search the fossil records and
So
they-
all the niggas
they-
that got their DNA test said they from sub-Saharan, they from them cities you talking about under the sand.
No, it
I
ain't.
mean, everybody gonna be everybody DNA gonna say they from fucking sub-Saharan. Have a white
Okay, well, see, okay,
Sub-Saharan.
he's missing the point. The point being is there's a time frame now that is going to be affecting the human element because you're not getting 12 hours of sunlight anymore. You know what I'm saying? And so the human experience.
So
is
what
going
you
to
saying
really
is
change.
we need to take the white man and put him back in the middle of the earth and just start living outside again.
No, man, you ain't got to do all that, man. If you okay, they associate time.
Coach, you crazy.
Yeah, coach, and I had too much Patron. Look, Jerome, hey, Jerome, you talk about time a lot, and
Right.
often we associate time. When you say time, you say father time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
So for us being the fathers of civilization, we have to be the fathers of time. And that's one thing the ancient kings and things did. They would understand the times and able to prepare the lands for which the people in those lands are about to goddamn suffer upon. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, Jerome.
Hey, Tuck, I'm following you. I just want to know what the point was. Y'all got me lost. You and Coach got me lost. Say what you were gonna say, Tuck.
I thought I was gonna jump off the moon.
Yeah, you jumped.
Jumped out the moon and fucking, they did a Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah, he done went past Mars.
No. But I understand what you're talking about, Tut. I understand because sunlight, because time is changing. Like I say, sunlight here, it might start up at 7, and it is done by 5. Here, time is
King
speeding
Tut.
up. The Earth is speeding up.
Judy Wilkie.
But that's metaphysics. People are gonna be confused.
What she said, Coach?
But that whole desert
She
situation.
She said, ain't no desert land been fruitful, period. 30% on the west side of any country, you'll find a
I
desert.
can prove you different, but I ain't gonna do that right now.
She don't study enough, you know.
I
Somebody
can prove you
that
different.
just prove the truth like that. It
I can
doesn't.
prove
Y'all
you
know,
matter.
see, y'all geniuses and shit.
She ain't studied enough,
Hey,
and I know
don't
she
get mad at us because we can't read, brother.
So
Hey, Judy, I'm gonna get you some books. I didn't understand. Are you talking about the American Indian situation? Is that's the information that you're looking for? Because I got some books. There's some books that you probably ain't gonna be able to find, but I mean, you can probably do the PDF on it. So if that's the information you're looking for, yeah, I can get that for you.
Hook up, B. You know what I'm saying? Let us see the fruitful land that we
I
all.
mean, hell, coach is the damn main one to be on that shit. He should be hooking her up with some books.
Ask Judy, she ever heard of Gondwana? Ask Judy, she ever heard of Gondwana or Lemuria?
Jerome, translate that for me.
Hey, when you go to search into geological samples of land masses and tectonic plates that have moved over time, you have to go into a calculation period time of Gondwana and Lemuria.
Oh, don't do that.
Don't Laurasia.
Stop. We are not about to have that So we're not about to have that Memorial Moo conversations. We are
no. I said Laurasia. It's called Lemuria or Laurasia.
I know you're talking about.
When you speak of an ancient millennial period, you have to speak about the land masses of Gondwana.
There we go. This nigga talking about Atlantis, y'all.
I ain't saying shit about no Atlantis, bro.
When you talk about, I'm saying when you said Lemuria.
Lemuria was supposed to be the island or area situated off the side of the Laurasian continent. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get into terms of it, you know what I mean? But I ain't say shit about Atlantis. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to get on your advanced master's trip, I mean, I can take you down that road
heard
too.
Lemuria, that's all.
Yeah,
we've been beating up them heads up for a while. Them Lemuria,
Gaia, all that. Yeah, I know all that. Yes. But the young lady wanted to talk about geological samples and land masses of fruitful plains, and I just wanted to clarify to her that when you go into those terms and those land times, you will meet Gondwana.
Oh my God! You meet 16 different Jesuses too.
I need to understand, Coach. What problems you got with Atlantis?
Huh?
What problems you got with we're talking about?
I ain't got no problem. That's where we get a lot of our names from, actually. And they saying they find all these she cells and shit. I ain't got no problem with Atlantis.
You got no problem with Aquaman?
Aquaman. I don't know nothing about that. But a lot of these original names that you find come from supposedly Atlantis. The Frisco names and different things like that. Those are names that allegedly supposed to come from Atlantis.
Leroy.
What if Atlantis was the Sahara, Coach?
Oh shit!
Hey man, I don't know. If my auntie had a mustache, would she be my uncle?
I mean, if you want to talk about the whole Atlantis, then we get into the what else. You know what I'm saying?
No, we ain't gonna get into that. No, we ain't gonna get into it. No.
If you want to talk about Atlantis, that's like talking about Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I'm not gonna get into that.
I can't agree with you on that one. I can't agree with you.
Jesus just like Atlantis, man. You can't find either one of them motherfuckers.
Well, the thing is that when they got here, they called us pagans, and the so-called Indian had many different gods. They believed in a lot of different things. But like I said, when King James came here, and they seen how we handled the land and different things like that, and seeing how much money it was into it, because you got to remember when they got here, them folks almost died. He went back and said, hey, these folks got a strong belief in something, and he just capitalized on it. Went back to Europe, had it written, brought it back, and that you can read in that book How to Make a Negro Christian. I
gotta get that shit too.
It's a 71-page book. It's real short, but it goes into detail how the slave owner was pushing the Congress, how all slave owners need to force their slaves to be Christians, and it's real deep.
All right, fellas. I gotta get up early in the
There
morning.
go your book right there. How to Make a Negro Christian.
All right, fellas. We're gonna wrap this up a little bit because I don't know how the fuck we got to talking about Atlantis.
I got another book that I've been reading.
We're supposed to be talking about Martin Luther King and civil rights movement. We got on Atlantis.
My bad.
But no,
Come to
I
the
mean
middle.
we can talk about Thoth and Atlantis. I'm telling y'all. We ain't gonna go there today.
I think we need to really force these next 4 years. I don't think we need to wait until they give us a candidate and just try to back somebody. I think we really need to be focused in politics for the next 4 years. I think we all need to be while we're pushing our own businesses and different things like that. This is another book. What's her name? Judy, that I've been reading. Let me see if I can get it to focus a little bit. Unfinished Revolution, Reconstruction.
Yeah.
1877. And really, when I first got into it, it started pissing me off because they started talking about how slow we are and how dumb we are and shit like that. So it's a crazy ass read, and check it out, and then show you how they took over what was ours.
All right, fellas. Good panel today. Good. I like this. I don't know everybody. I don't know why everybody want Coach on here. I don't even like his ass no more.
Damn! I ain't did nothing to you, dog.
So
Shit.
no, I gotta get up early in the morning, fellas. So I'm gonna have to cut this down. Unless y'all want to keep going without me.
I'm about to do my
Yeah, you about to go make some more money.
Don't say that too loud.
Hey, well, I'm gonna start it off, man. I'm gonna get my closing words out so you can send you on out, man. I just want to tell everybody, look at your sunlight, man. You ain't getting 12 hours of that shit. Think about it.
Yeah, that's tough. That's something to think about. That vitamin D is tough.
I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and say, y'all be ready because these next 3 to 4 months, it's gonna be some trying times. Keep your head on a swivel, and just you keep your eyes open because it's shit about to pop off. Shit's about to really get ugly, and
Well, you seen
this
the
is not
Bible
our fight. This is not our fight, but for
shit
some
me.
reason, we're gonna be in the middle of this fight.
Well, I used to say it's not our fight, and I had to change my tune to that because, like we've been talking about all night, that this is our land.
True,
You
but
folks
they're
on our
fighting
shit, right?
over our land. So
Hey, can't the people take over the government? Can't the people-
it's no different than the Civil War.
so the people can take over the government, right?
Well, not without the help of the president, as we see.
Not without the help from the niggas, neither.
Not without the help of the president and a couple of GOP members.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, it's happening.
Whichever side we go with is what's going to prevail at the end of the day.
They
So
need
that's why we needed the next 4 years. We need to be on our own side and not on either one of their sides. We need to push our own agenda these next 4 years and get 92% of our own votes, and then make the other people, choose some common sense. And you're gonna get some folks to vote with us as well. So
now you talking turkey, Ray.
hey, that's the best thing I know. That's what all I've been thinking of is how do we get our own. So I got my own little thing going on in town every Thursday. I have the people come through and we sit down and we talk about what's going on locally. But if we can get 50 or 100 more cities to do the same goddamn thing, to just work on what they're doing locally, then they cut on their TV screen and we all do a thing nationally from each city and tell them what we did, what helped and what didn't help nationally to all the centers. Like once a month, we have a nationwide conference online or something. I think that way we can be on the same page and we can push some things and get some things, that's just something I was thinking of that we need to get together and do.
I mean, I understand when you're saying that this is our fight, but at the same time, right now, it is not our fight.
Yeah, our fight is to get the unity that y'all was just talking about. Why
Yeah,
they out there fighting each other?
Sometimes you gotta let the body
together.
fall before you can take over. Like,
But we gotta put
shit.
our shit together. We can't wait for them to fall and be like, we here, we gonna take over. It ain't gonna work like that.
No, we need to put stuff in action.
That's what I'm saying right now. We don't need to be waiting for shit.
Hey, you know what though? Being blackness, being blackness, you rise from the ashes.
All right. What type of
Go ahead, Jerome.
All right. Man, where do I start? Y'all got a lot of stuff out there.
Man, we done went all over the damn world and back, bro.
One thing y'all was talking about was unity. And I always say this, that we've never had complete unity. We've never been this monolithic people. We've always been different people, but we can come together for a common interest. So we should find this common interest, which we already know what it is, but we should find this common interest and bond on that. Don't worry about what you call it, Choctaw, Creek.
I think a name is what's going to destroy us.
That's what I'm saying. Don't worry about what you call it or what you call your people. Let's concentrate on the issue, the common issue. And we could go forward with that. Our power is in our resilience. You know what I'm saying? We've been through so much. So why keep going through it without purpose? So let's find this common goal. Let's stick with it. Let's join together with it. And let's push it forward. That's how I see it. Again, man, it's always good to be with y'all fellas. Chop it up, politic a little bit. Let's do it again.
Like I said, I don't like Coach.
Damn.
It's a three-headed monster, y'all, with Coach Crew Cut representing Georgia. My brother Tut representing South Carolina.
I'm in a Republican county, but let's get it. Y'all got it. People say all they want. My county is Republican.
Brother Jerome representing North Carolina. And I'm representing Philly. I'm not representing PA. Fuck that. Nah.
Spread your wings, beat on, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I can't put them on my back, man. There's too many of them.
It ain't where you from, is where you at. You know what I'm saying? It ain't where you from, is where you at. You know what I mean? So, we know where your heart originates from, but
the South. I'm from Carolina. Talking to your ass, I'll be country as fuck in a couple of days.
But see, I got people in Philly, so I like Philly too, man. And you got to keep some good tires up there, because them potholes is a motherfucker up there.
I'm trying to tell you.
I know. All right, fellas. Like, I love being on the panel with y'all, man. Like I say, hopefully Friday we get on, and hopefully we'll see.
Hey, yo, man,
if we can get on Friday.
Man,
that's the hardest day for me.
Bro, I'm talking about, man, we're going to get on Wednesday, because the 20th is Wednesday. It's gonna be some ruckus going on tomorrow, supposedly.
I think y'all should go. Y'all should probably have some double ups before. They're
supposed to be showing up here soon, so we're gonna have something to talk about. Cause I think these people coming with something. I don't think they gonna go out without. They ain't. What they was able to do on the 6th gave them motivation to be able to say, we're gonna come back and do something else. Even though some of these people getting locked up, they letting these motherfuckers out. They ain't even giving them 10 years. So I
thought you was putting Scott. You know what? What you said last week you was gonna do?
Huh?
What you told us last week you was gonna do, and you ain't doing your job. You say you putting cases on these people.
Man, but see what had happened was
they've been getting their asses. Boy.
What had happened was they got people in the Secret Service and stuff that went over your boy head, and Trump trying to get pardons and all this stuff for people. So I'm putting cases out here.
$2 million to get you a pardon.
Yeah, man. So I'm putting cases out here on them. People ain't coming forth and they ain't making more. Like, I need Crime Stoppers. I need y'all all to be a Crime Stopper. put some kind of effort together. You know, and we see one of these people come
community watch.
forward. This is Crime Stoppers 2021 edition. You know what I'm saying? We're taking a bite out of crime. You know what I mean? Any of these motherfuckers that we need to push for these people to be locked up a minimum of 10 years.
Damn.
That ain't gonna happen because they're the wrong shade, bro. If it was us, we're looking at 10 easily.
I'm ready to go to the White House and get shot. If they don't lock these motherfuckers up for 10 goddamn years, I'm going to get shot. Fuck this shit.
No.
God damn. I'm glad you laughed. All right, y'all. All right, maybe we might do something during this week just to see how things go. So, all right, y'all. We'll get up. This is Three-Headed Monster Podcast. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.